Preps KC's REMAX Big 3 Video Edition. This week we've got some great ones on the Kansas side, starting out with Blue Valley North and Bishop Miege, two state champions going head-to-head in Week 1. Graham Mertz is there. He'll be back leading the Mustangs as they look to knock off Bishop Miege and end a long winning streak. Mertz is one of the top players in the country, and he will be on display Thursday night at the BB DAC as they host Bishop Miege. The Stags don't have Carter Putz running around and throwing balls for them anymore. The seniors moved on to Notre Dame to play baseball, but they still have Bryson Cobbins, the outstanding tailback, who will be leading the way for the Stags as they look to continue their long winning streak and get an early season matchup. Our next one is Olathe East and Olathe North in a Sunflower League battle in Week 1. Olathe North is one of the youngest teams last year, and at the end of the season they were playing their best football, and they bring back most of their talent as they look to go to the top of the Sunflower League and become a player in Class 6. This should be a great game between traditional rivals in the Olathe district, as North and East have met so many times. This used to be one of the biggest games on the slate in the Sunflower League and even in the state of Kansas. Olathe East was young the last few years, but they have really started to grow as they look to go forward again this year under four-year coach Jesse Owens. He had the Hawks playing very good football last season, especially on the defensive side. That defense was one of the better units in the Sunflower League in 2017. Next REMAX Big 3 game has Old Caw Valley teams battling in Basehor Linwood and Tonganoxie. Basehor Linwood hosts Tonganoxie, a team that had a really good season last year. These two teams kept that rivalry going even though they've moved into different conferences. Tonganoxie offensively and defensively are as sound as anybody in Class 4A in Kansas. Basehor Linwood has been one of the best teams the last few years under Coach Rod Stahlbaumer, as the Bobcats look to continue their great play. Here we see them last year against Piper with some big plays. And this is a team that can run the ball, throw the ball, and do just about everything and play strong defense. Basehor Linwood has had several years of at least 8 wins in a row under Stahlbaumer, and this could be another year, but this year they move into the United Kansas Conference with all Class 5 teams. This will be one of the few Class 4A teams that Basehor Linwood plays on its schedule. Let's jump across the state line, and it's Rockhurst hosting Blue Springs in a Week 2 showdown of two of the top programs in the Midwest. These two teams play every season, sometimes twice a year, and it's a great game every single time. Last year, Blue Springs won in a close contest that had a big play, pick 6, late in the game that kind of sealed it for Blue Springs. Some of the names have changed, but there should be great players on both sides of the football. This is a key game for both teams as Rockhurst looks to come back from an opening week loss to Rockford at home. And Blue Springs looks to go 2-0. Rockhurst trying to stave off. The next REMAX Big 3 game of the week is Grain Valley hosting Grandview. These two new conference rivals, they're not really rivals, they're playing for the first time in conference as Grain Valley joins the Suburban Blue, are two talented teams looking to take that next step in Class 4 in Missouri. Grandview took a tough loss at a very talented Class 5 North Kansas City last week, though it was a back-and-forth game, and they had several chances to score and do well. They have a good, young, athletic team, and they will be a test for Grain Valley. The Bulldogs have a little bit of size up front, but rely on their speed and athleticism to make things happen. Our final REMAX Big 3 game of the week is Staley and Kearney in what is one of the best rivalries in the Metro. Kearney pounded Harrisonville last week by the running of Patrick Connery. 39-0 at halftime, 46-6 was the final. This was never a game. Kearney looks like they're ready to bounce back from a season that saw them lose in the district semifinals, which really isn't that bad of an achievement for a team that went to back-to-back Class 4 state championship games, winning in 2015. This is definitely a year to bounce back from a district semifinal loss. They dominated all phases of the game, including a long field goal at the end of the first half that made it 39-0. Staley also had a big win, 55-6 over Truman, and they look dominant. Staley has another 23 at running back. Jaden Moss had a good game against Truman. He'll be a big-time player along with several other offensive players for the Falcons this week. They're playing two quarterbacks as well, and it should be an interesting game as these two teams battle head-to-head in another great Kearney-Staley matchup.